Now this is a 2023 F-150, but it's not just any 2023 F-150. Shelby took this specific F-150 and turned it into a Super Snake. And today, I'm going to be walking you through all the changes they've done. I'm Aiden, and you're watching Gaudin X. You might notice that this F-150 is taller than usual, and that's because Shelby has added a couple things to the suspension system and to the tires and rims to make this look bigger and feel bigger to drive and perform better off-road. This has a BDS suspension lift with new Fox shock components, and it has these new 22-inch rims right here with these 35-inch BF Goodrich K02 off-road tires. Now up front, you're going to notice a far more aggressive bumper in this hot chili pepper red color. You have these black racing stripes going down the hood and some functional ram air intakes on the hood for that Whipple supercharger under there. Speaking of that Whipple supercharger, this has a Whipple supercharger on that 5-liter Coyote V8, now makes 775 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque, which is still less than the Super Snake Mustang gets. Other changes up front are going to include the removal of the Ford badge up front and Shelby slapped on there, and there's a bunch of other Shelby badges around the car, including them getting rid of the trim badge on the side and replacing it with F-150 Super Snake badges on the side and on the back, and on the very back it has another Shelby logo. In the back of the Super Snake, you'll see that they have this tonneau cover on there now with this built-in spoiler, and you also have this Shelby-tuned Borla exhaust system with these gloss black tips. It's an amazing sounding car. This is what it sounds like. That black racing stripe continues down to the back right here on top of this beautiful red color, and of course, this thing is just so huge. More Shelby badges right here and down there as well. Now, like I said, this is the 5-liter V8 supercharged with a Whipple supercharger, 775 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. As you can see, right on top of that Coyote V8, you have that blue powder-coated blower on top with this carbon fiber intake, which is also larger than you would get on a standard F-150. Now, they've not only put a supercharger and a new air intake on this motor, they've also given it high-performance fuel injectors to make sure that it can keep up with the amount of air being shoved into that Coyote V8. Now, to help you get into this larger truck with this lift kit on it, they've, of course, added these electronically deploying side steps right here, and they also have some assistance lighting on there just to make sure at night when you're getting into your truck, you can see where they are. Of course, with this being an F-150, it's going to have a great interior, some of the best you get in the truck industry in 2023. Of course, you have the 12-inch gauge cluster, 12-inch center screen, running sync, 4 heated and cooled seats, tons of other nice features in here, tons of storage on the interior of this car, and it feels really high quality and comfortable. Now let's see how Shelby made this interior better. Tons of carbon fiber all over the steering wheel, on the dashboard, around the climate controls, and even around the center console where your cup holders are going to be. On top of that, in here, you get these new pedal covers on the gas pedal and the brake pedal. Look really, really cool, and they look really high quality and look like they'll hold up to time and being stepped on for years on. And on top of that, you have these new red and black leather seats with a Shelby stitched into them on the backrest. They look really cool and they feel super, super comfortable. Same thing on the center console right here. New leather, red stitching, and in the center you have this chassis number plate with Carroll Shelby signature and the chassis number of this F-150. Last but not least, you can't see it right now because they're not in to prevent them from getting dirty, but you also get new floor mats with the Shelby logo on them. So driving the F-150 Super Snake, let's feel how all this extra power, the acceleration feels. It's a lot faster than a normal F-150, that's for sure, especially because on the normal F-150s, they've made the 3.5-liter V6 more powerful than the 5-liter V8, so it's fun to see a car like this with its V8 in it, the F-150 having more power and really using and letting that V8 stretch its legs, which is awesome. 0 to 100 miles an hour happens in around 8 seconds, which is great because this car is basically a brick on wheels, which makes it feel really big. The aerodynamics are horrible. The body roll has been actually mitigated by those dampers and everything like that. So it feels a lot better to drive, and it feels like it handles a lot better than a typical F-150 does, but that's also because of the incredible amount of upgrades that Shelby has done to this truck. But overall, I think it drives a lot better, it's a lot more fun to drive, and it doesn't feel much bigger even with that suspension lift. Now, before I finish this video off, it is important to mention the price of one of these is around $135,000, which is 2006 Ferrari money for an F-150, or a new 911 money for an F-150, which is a lot, but hey, you get a lot with this truck. Personally, I'm not a huge truck fan, so I'm not going to be buying one of these, but I know some of you out there will want one. So, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button down below, and if you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.